Oseo. That's a
Oseo.
Cherokee greeting. Wave the great feather for the good of it. I'm really inspired today in this theme with Deb Haaland's speech at the DNC. And I'm going to get to that, but I'm going to start off, first of all, to go right up here to the white buffalo. The summer solstice was the advent of the white buffalo, great white buffalo constellation with the rising of the star cluster called the Pleiades, or Subaru, there. And that's what's pictured up here. The white buffalo constellation is now, for this time, is the oversoul of Turtle Island. The archway of the Good Red Road, Jankaluta, and is the unity that unifies spiritual features, all spiritual features. The advent of Kamala Harris into the presidential race is a spiritual feature. And Great White Buffalo also maintains the equilibrium that is Itkusa, and that means that is the place of the human spirit. Now, come over here. Turtle Island, Coyote in Lakota, is the native name for our country. And her generosity, is the great buffalo, the buffalo who never dies. If you go all the way over there to my painting, this is the buffalo who never dies. And come up here. So I've given the turtle of Turtle Island a face. You know, this is Coyote, is the face of Turtle Island, surmounted by the golden eagle feather on Bloopy. So they can come all the way down here. And here I have also a display for the Turtle Island. The Turtle Island shield here, and here is the clay votive turtle, and here, this figure here, I reckon as Sky Woman, now transformed into Earth Woman. And come up here to my centerpiece. This is a photo of Deb Haaland from, I think, like 3 or 4 years ago, when Biden nominated her as the Secretary of Interior. Now I'm going to speak of her speech that was at the DNC. Her speech was specifically, well, first of all, she was the only Native American. And not only she's not the only Native American, to appear in that convention, but she also represented Native America in every way. Her speech, is Oglaka is a political speech. That's what it is. And then the saying was, Oglake washte sha Oglake, means she made a good speech. And the way of her speech was, I call it a warrior tone. Oetika, oetika. And I have here's a miniature, this is a Pueblo bow and arrow. This would be made for a child in a Pueblo ceremony. But that's the style of her speech. Her speech is a warrior tone, like an arrow being shot, and it spanned a little bit more than 2 minutes there. So Ithaca is this fierce political speech in a warrior tone, and towards the end of that speech, she is also saying to everybody, work fiercely for Kamala Harris, work fiercely for Kamala Harris is also to keep up the good work hard, like that. And here, this is a photo of her, long time ago, but in her appearance in the convention, she was dressed in white, and that is very specific, Jua Nakawan Ska Jaun, meaning she wore a white dress, and that she had long dangling earrings, Zanzea Owinda. So she was appearing very specifically, and her appearance, her countenance was rather stern, like that. So every way she was appearing there, as a Native American woman giving a warrior speech, a political speech for Kamala. And that is really the inspiration. And that really touched my heart, really moved my heart. When I say moved my heart, it's not just a figure of speech, but it's right here. It's my hiridayam here, and that I could feel that in her speaking, and that has inspired this whole thing that I'm doing here from her. Up here, here's a photo up here that's back there by the Capitol, when she's wearing a native dress. Then come over here. This is my drawing of Deb Haaland that I've titled Baha Baha Bear Butte. So that's my drawing of Deb Haaland. And here is my shield for Deb Haaland. And this is a owl feather. The owl feather is the symbol of Hawi Wamkamwin, meaning mystic moon woman. Mystic moon woman is that luminary of pure nature that is inherent in the light of stars, who are known to hold the secret of the sixth sense and of spiritual intuition. So that's the way I have figured her here. To go along with this, I have these other women here. In 2018, the election time, there were 278 women that entered into House, Senate, and governor races. And 214 of them were Democrats. And that was quite an increase from 2012, where there was 185 women entering into these races. So the ones that I have saved, because at the time I had presented them or announced them, this first one, this is Kimberly Tehe. She's the Cherokee delegate to the House of Representatives. And here this one represents Rosalind Sow, that Biden nominated for the director of the Indian Health Service after some years that post was vacant. Her name, Sal, would say that she is Navajo. And this woman here is representing the first Native American woman elected to Congress, and that would be Sharice Davis. And she coincided with Deb Haaland and coming into Washington, and they sat side by side in the House of Representatives. And up here is the most famous woman, Native American poet. This is Joy Harjo, Cherokee Creek. And I often read poems by her. Her poems are often for woman. And then go way over here to this beautiful large picture here. This is also from 2018, and this is a picture of Paulette Jordan. Birthed into politics, Paulette Jordan's quest to become first Native American governor. So she's making a bid to be the governor of Idaho. I have a lot of information on her, so that's pretty much what I'm going to speak of. That she is a native of northern Idaho, and she's of the Coeur d'Alene First Nation people there, which is very interesting. I had read previously, it's a journal written by the French Jesuits long before the English or the Americans crossed Turtle Island, the continent, were the French. And the French, with the Jesuits, you know, going along with them, were keeping a record. I don't know the exact title of the publication, but that's what it was the journal, written by the Jesuits and translated from French into English, like that. So the point is that the people that they encountered in northern Idaho, like that, what they found were that these people were very responsive to the Catholic Catechism, like that they already knew it, or they had certainly had been exposed to it earlier. And so the Jesuits gave them the name Coeur d'Alene, the heart of St. Helen, and that has stayed with them. Their own name for themselves, I don't remember how to pronounce it, but it is, you know, here is where we were found, something to that effect. So they're an interesting people. Their language is Salish. Salish is a principal language of the Pacific Northwest. These people are considerably east of that language group. So that certainly that they have migrated over to Idaho and have maintained, you know, their integrity there. And the political history of Paulette Jordan is what I'm really bringing light to. So you can stay on her picture there. Paulette Jordan is a native Idaho who certainly is serving her second term in the House of Representatives and her third year in the Idaho Legislative Council. She grew up in rural Idaho in a family rooted in agriculture and taking care of the land. She credits much of her leadership abilities and knowledge to having remarkable and wise role models who instilled in her the importance of taking action and fighting for justice. Her grandfather was the chief of the Coeur d'Alene. She went to the University of Washington and became an active member in the student government and developed a reputation to having a voice that she found that she had an impact that she could make by uniting people in community engagement to bring forth positive and crucial changes. Through her experience in state government, she has come to value her role as a guardian of the state's best interests, working to leverage the position of the people through her membership in the Idaho House Resources and Conservation Committee, the Energy, Environment, and Technology Committee, the State Hospital Advisory Board, and the Joint Finance Appropriations Committee. So she's got quite a list going there. She also serves as chair of the Energy, Natural Resources and Transformation Committee for the National Caucus of Native American State Legislatures. And also, she is an advisory committee to the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights, an elected member of the National Indian Gaming Association, where she is also serving a term as secretary and chairs the finance committee there. She says that her role is significant to other women, especially among the current pink wave of increasing the number of female candidates seeking office, and the Me Too movement of women speaking out about their sexual harassment and assault. We are breaking one barrier after another. I want to inspire women to do more, feel emboldened to take leadership roles. I want young women to feel strong. We were able to draw out an election that hasn't happened in government before. People are now invested in improving the system overall. I inherited a legacy of leadership. Because of my lineage, my responsibility is to continue this legacy. So I'm saying all of that because here Paulette Jordan has maintained a course, to come into political offices and make a difference. As to the election for governor in the state of Idaho, she did not, land that one, but she's still very, very active. And here, one more here. This is Deb Haaland with Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren is Cherokee, Tsaligi, like that. Donald Trump, ridiculed her, but he ridicules everybody. He is not, an admirer of Native America, as far as I can tell here. Here I have showed this before. This was actually my illustration of Kamadhenu in India. It's called the wish-fulfilling cow, and I converted this into to be a white buffalo with the head of Kamala Harris here. And over here, this I've been showing, there in June in Yellowstone, a white buffalo calf was born, and I'm using this actually as a symbol for Kamala Harris. That is a new continuity. And here where I've had this is my representation of the Lakota white buffalo woman, Pete Sanwin here. And she's not a spirit, and what I'm trying to get at is how to use the terms of deity or divinity here in Native America. She is Waka Shinti Shini Kanin, meaning she is a pure apparition. The name Devi in India means shining light. So Devi would be a very good term for this, and Devi is also Kamala Harris's middle name. So definitely her mother had her in view. So in this way, we would say that she is a Devi, something that is a divinity. Over here, with this figure, this is actually a woman who appears, because of her hairstyle, to be Navajo. But she is wearing the long white dress. I show her when I'm talking about the Navajo changing woman. Now, Navajo changing woman, ostensibly, you could say is the deity or divinity of the Navajo. but the Western use of these words makes it a little bit more difficult. Would say that changing woman actually exists in the Navajo people. That is, she helps them, guides them, teaches them as they conceive of her. So that's one way to suggest, this. Next, this is a Navajo sand painting, and I have this here to show you. This is a female divinity called Lightning Girl, and she's holding in her hands, this is the frond of life, Cho, because changing woman took her birth, that is, that she appeared on Cho'uli Peak, that is, Spruce Hill, that's over there in western New Mexico. So I'm putting that together. And here is a Hopi carving, usually a Kachina, that here I'm portraying her as warrior maiden. She's holding, some instrument of defense, and her posture was defensive, to accompany all of my theme here. And to finish this, I'm going to read this piece, so to look on this shield. The shield is Alyssa Songoy, who was the royal princess that was in Nevada in 2018. A woman's win. When I sing, it can help her. Yeah, it can. Yeah. It is so strong. When I sing, it can raise her. Yeah, it can. Yeah. It is so strong. When I sing, her arms get straighter. Yeah, it can. Yeah, it's so strong. When I sing, her body grows taller. Yeah, it can. Yeah, it is so strong. Nothing is stronger than her when I sing. Yeah, she can. Yeah, it is so strong. Oh, oh, oh. Thank you.